By 1800, on the eve of Latin America independence movement, roughly a quarter of people were mixed race. Brazil is different because it wasn't ruled by Spain, but Portugal was fairly conservative because the Creoles wanted to maintain their privilege while also achieving independence in peninsularities. However, this attempt failed, but he returned to the First Venezuelan Republic with Simón Bolívar and others. Although, like many revolutions, it featured Napoleon because he took over Portugal in 1807. The entire Portuguese family and their royal court camped to Brazil, which they absolutely loved Brazil. Venezuela had a variety of trained Creole revolutionaries who by 1811 the revolutionary junta found a republic. King Chavez's life was so good in Brazil that even after Napoleon was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo, he had just got to stay in Brazil. In response to Napoleon's capture of Spain, although it would not formally declare independence until 1816, Argentina drew up on its own government on May 25, 1810. Joining the forces of the Chileans and Argentinians, soundly defeated the Spanish battle at the Battle of Maipú on April 5, 1818, effectively ending Spanish control over the southern part of South America. By 1820, the Portuguese Portugal were not satisfied and Brazil wanted the king to come back and govern them. By 1821, the King of Portugal reluctantly returned to Brazil, leaving his son Prince Pedro behind. The fight for Argentina independence was led by José San Martín, an Argentine native who had been trained as a military officer in Spain. By 1822, those countries were free, and Bolívar set his sights on Peru, the last and mightiest Spanish hold out on the continent. Brazil convinced Prince of Portugal, which he, King Pedro, now to declare on an independent constitutional monarchy with him as king. Bolívar won two different victories in 1824 at One on August 6 and at Arauco on December 9th, along with his close friend and subordinate Antonio José de Sucre. Their forces routed the Spanish, signed a peace agreement shortly after the Battle of Arauco. The interior of Venezuela was the home mixed race, cowboys called interiors, who supported the king. They kept the Caucanese revolutionary from extending their power inland. Simón Bolívar convinced the Inoros to stop fight for Spain and start fighting against Spain, giving him the incentive to capture Bogota, and eventually his forces had taken Caracas and Quito. Latin America independence was revolutionary.